can't even see on the camera her little hands up. It's just a black blob.
They've now resorted to coming to my back door. Hello my darlings and welcome to a new mood reading vlog. I am going to pick a tarot card prompt to choose the first book. Okay, and the card I chose was The Lovers. So this is based on the last book I read, or the last 5-star book I read. And because, okay, let's just go. Let's just do it. What's it going to be? What was the last book I read? I don't even recall. Oh, I think it might have been a surreal book that I'm reading for a page-bound blog. I don't think this is going to give me what I want. Let's have a look though. Okay, so I'm basing it on The Milk Bowl of Feathers by Mary Ann Cause. What have we got? Okay, The Employees by Olga Rawn I have read. I thought it was okay. No Exit and Three Other Plays by Jean-Paul Sartre I have also read, and I thought that was good. On the Calculation of Volume 3, I'm not going to read because I've only read the first one, and I decided I didn't want to continue on. The Hearing Trumpet by Leonora Carrington, read. That was a 3-star. Open Throat by Henry Hoke is a 5-star read for me. I absolutely love that book. No Exit, again. On the Calculation of Volume again, A Book of Surrealist Games by Alistair Brocci. I don't even know what that is. I guess that is an option to read. What is this about? It's a collection. Allows everyone to enjoy firsthand provocative methods used by the artists and poets of the Surrealist school to break through conventional thought. I don't think I really want to read that. We've got The Girls, Emma Klein. I think I have read that. Is this the one I read? Yes, 2 stars. The Sound of Waves by Yukio Mishima. I could read that. No One Knows. Stories by Osamu Dazai. Could read that too. Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift. Not doing it. Not doing it. No interest. None. Dead Souls by Nikolai Gogol. Possibly. Locus Solus by Raymond Roussel. I don't know what that is. The Complete Stories, Franz Kafka. Kafka's not really for me. Omen Setter's Luck by William H. Gass. I have no clue. Shogun by James Clavell. That sounds cool. So does Wunderkammer by Cynthia Cruz. Okay, I'm interjecting here. There were also 2 more. For some reason on my phone, it finished at Wunderkammer. However, on my PC, lo and behold, 2 extra books. The Last Days of New Paris by China Maybe, and Several People Are Typing by Calvin Kasulke. The ones my library has are Several People Are Typing and The Sound of Waves by Yukio Mishima. Anyway, those are my 2 options that I will be trying out. I'm just going to read a chapter of both and then pick the one that tickles my fancy the most. I chose not to choose the 5-star option because I haven't had a 5-star in a long time. And the last time I got this prompt, I used that last 5-star, so I'd have to go even further back. And I don't want to do it. So but that's what we're going to choose, which is kind of fun. Books I would never have ever picked up in my life, probably. And maybe there's a hidden gem there. It will definitely be pushing me out of my comfort zone at the very least. Helicopters. Okay, they're gone. Let me look at my library stuff. I guess I could give this a go. It's the last of the old stack that I have, so yeah. Do you want to come say hello? Hi. Oh my baby. This is Bluebell. You want to say hi? Have a kiss? Hello. It's because my hair's wet, isn't it? I've got wet hair. You don't like it when my hair's wet? I love you. What was I going to say? Oh, I might give that a go. I'm going out today to take kiddo to a doctor's appointment, and then I have to go pick up a book that I ordered from Escape Hatch Books. So I will pick that book up, and I might then just go food shopping. I'm not going to take you along for that. Who wants to see me do mundane domestic chores? Nobody, but I'll take you along to the bookstore and show you which book I picked up. So cute. Yeah.
Yeah. We got the yogurt
Ooh.
because
Right here. Got a vanilla bean matcha. Okay, so Indy and I saw this and we're like, we have to get it. We have to buy it. Oh, so cute. So we bought this. Hey, Sylvie. And we got Cat. Let's just look at, this is a 5-star read for me. Oh, that's today's Cat. Hey, beautiful girl. I have an update for you guys. So I actually picked up the graphic, well, not the graphic novel, the manga Berserk by Kentaro Miura. This is about Guts, who is a giant sword-wielding mercenary who hacks his way through demons, monsters, and terrible people while chasing revenge. It is a very grimdark, brutal, bloody tale about trauma and survival. Guts keeps moving despite physical and emotional scars that never truly heal. He's also quite isolated. He pushes people away because he does believe that solitude is safer than attachment, because you can't go through life worrying about the ants you step on. However, he does end up getting a stage 2 clinger in the very mini elf named Park. He also has this unholy brand that draws the evil to him. Now, I ended up giving this a 3.5. There really wasn't much plot in this installment. It was mostly about the slicing and the dicing and the copious amounts of violence. Guts is also quite a standoffish dick to begin with. I'm sure there's character development as the book goes on. It's got a black and white, full-on style, especially during the battle scenes. Yeah, it was 3.5. I need something with a bit more character depth and plot and less violence. It wasn't my kind of manga. Because I've heard about it so much, I just wanted to know what it was about, and now I do. And then I picked up, where is it? I'll grab it in a second, the book of poetry called Antibody by Rebecca Salazar. So this is a poetry collection that is absolutely soaked in witchy female rage. The poems explore survival and queer identity and disability and desire and healing through very visceral, uncomfortable, but empowering poems. It is raw, it is defiant, but trigger warning. So, trigger warning, it is mostly about surviving sexual violence, mostly rape. So before I talk about the poetry more, let's talk about rape. So in university, I did criminology as one of my subjects during my psychology degree. And in criminology, I chose my main topic as sex crimes. Okay, so I got quite personal and vulnerable when talking about this, and I've decided I don't want to post that online. So I'm just going to stick to the statistics when speaking about this, but supposedly 1 in 3 women will at some point be essayed in their lives. And I think this statistic only speaks to women who come forward to report the crimes. I actually think that 3 out of 4 women will at some point experience essay in their lives is a more accurate representation. There are a myriad of reasons why women in general don't report essay, especially rape. And I think the main reason for that is going through the process of going through courts and submitting rape kits and being put on the stand yourself is a very violating experience. And in the end, in Australia at least, less than 10% of perpetrators accused of rape end up convicted. Less than 10%. So the whole process of reporting the crime for a lot of women isn't worth it, knowing that they've only got a small chance of it ending up with a conviction. And even once the perpetrators are convicted, they don't tend to serve very long sentences and they are released.
most of the time, the cases that ended in convictions were either cases that involved children as the victims or cases where there was video or photographic evidence that coincided with the victim saying that they did not consent, or the victim themselves had such severe injuries as to back up their claims that they did not consent. So this is something a lot of women experience, and I don't think the statistics truly reflect the amount of women that go through this. And I don't believe that the justice system is currently serving victims of sexual assault and rapes well.
It is a really fucking depressing fact of life. And this poetry collection does not shy away from the reality of that. But it is also about reclaiming the body. It is also about monstrosity as empowerment and rage as healing. And it also includes some tarot and witchcraft imagery, which I really liked. I'm just going to read you one of the poems in this, actually. But overall, this is sort of, well, I'll probably give this a 4.25 as a poetry collection as a whole. So we've got different sections of the book. We have infect, sever, bind, and devour. So the first section is infect. This is called Witch Hunt. Too many wannabe Crowleys con our teeth from us for pleasure, stir our cauldrons counterclockwise on the wrong stroke with their bent cocks. Remember when they scorned us as faddish trend witches, all while whipping out their wands for Instagram? Remember when they blamed us for the limpness of their lyrics, beat our bodies, stole the markings they left, and passed these off as newfound runes? My warlock gaslights me for breakfast, poisons me, then vomits in my lap and plays at victim. My pain is really his, is all my fault, is just a curse he has to bear. He doles me up, one hand shoved up my ass, not quite without consent, to puppet at my mouth and make the world watch me say, Papa is a good ventriloquist. He calls this hoodoo, like his white skin knew dark magic only as a sonic boon to juice for praise from other fools. He only asks forgiveness for his mental illness, causing him to cause my mental illness, which is less real than his own. He says he needs my wisdom, teeth for spellcraft, but the spell is one to cast my words against women like us. Let's watch him claim this is a witch hunt like the rest. Let's be the bitch cunts he regrets, as though we women never once were burned when forced to stoke the flames for our own funerals, as though we witches cannot hunt where we were hunted. Oh boy. So that was that. Going forward, after coming off of that and also reading some quite intense religious horror, I am going into something very benign, and this is Fan Service by Rosie Dannon, which is about Alex Lawson, who runs an online fan forum for a show called The Arcane Files, which was a werewolf detective show. And ever since, and then the show went off air, and the main actor Devon and his career have spiraled, but one day he wakes up naked in the woods outside of LA. Turns out dude is actually turning into a werewolf for real, and Alex might be the only person that can help Devon. So I've seen a lot of booktubers say this was really fun, and hopefully it is. We will see. That's what I'm using as a palette cleanser. Today I'm going to my cousin's 19th birthday, and that's all. And my kids will be coming with me. It's no school for them today because the teachers are on strike.
Grab these flowers for my auntie.
Okay, I'm not sure what's going on with me at the moment. I was editing some videos and I'm mixing up my words. I'm substituting incorrect words for the words that I'm trying to actually say. Like I said, brevity and levity instead of gaiety and levity. And then I said subside and subsist instead of subside and desist. And now I'm wondering, am I doing that all the time? Am I overthinking this just because I'm hypervigilant for any early signs of cognitive decline because of family history of dementia and Alzheimer's? I don't know. But now, yeah, I'm just wondering, how often am I substituting an incorrect word in and not even realizing I'm doing it? Hopefully not that often. Bluebell. Love you, Nova.
How kisses.
Oh, it's so cute.
I would think your dad had a lot of that
You
stuff.
ever switch one?
No?
You haven't.
It is now Tuesday. I took a few days off for health reason, but oh my god, I'm back again with some updates for you. So I think last time I saw you, I was reading fan service. DNF, that wasn't for me. I then picked up, where is it? I'll actually grab it. Issues with Authority. So this is a ghoulish book that I was able to purchase. It was also nominated, I think, on the Shirley Jackson Awards. It's a collection of short horror stories where power and politics and paranoia collide. So it's 3 long short stories. The first one is called Cop Car, and it is about a psychopath little girl who is rescued from a cult who has telepathy powers, and so she's recruited by the FBI to be used as their sort of secret weapon, but she ends up teaming up with a demon and going her own way. I gave that one a 2.5 stars. We then had Your Next Best American Girl. This was giving Drop Dead Gorgeous, but scab picking porn edition. If you want the crown, you got to turn yourself into Swiss cheese. I gave that 3.25. It was my favorite story out of this collection. And then I read Red Skies in the Morning. This is about these sort of demon ghost-like paracontagions that infect people and incubate in them and then kill their hosts as they emerge and then quickly die themselves. I gave that 2.5 stars. So just the writing style was not for me, and this collection overall got a 2.75 stars. Then I picked up the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon by Beth Brower. So this is a very cozy Victorian, dry British humour, slice of life collection of journal entries by a character named Emma, who was hoping for a very quiet, scholarly life, but instead finds out that her cousin has spent nearly her entire fortune that was promised to her on her 21st birthday. It is very slow paced. I would call this more of a comfort read. Very character driven, I guess. Everyone has been talking about this on booktube, so it was a bit of a FOMO situation. And they all say it gets better as they go. So this first one was a 3 stars for me, but I'm not going to continue on. Diary entry sort of stories don't tend to be something I enjoy anyway, and I overdosed on sort of Victorian Regency era stories in my youth, and so I don't tend to love them. I think I'm going to put these pieces behind my ears. I'm going to redo my hair. I don't think those pieces are too long now. But as I was saying, I don't tend to love them anymore. It just feels more of the same thing. I'm just going to shut the door because the washing machine is loud. So I'm wearing a scarf as a top today because I was inspired by Bibliosophie. She was talking about how she used to wear scarves as tops in her youth, and she's still young. She was wearing a scarf as a top again, and that is something I also used to do. Back when I was 18, I was gifted these thrifted designer scarves, and I wore them to death. I don't have them all of them anymore. I think I gave some to my mum. I kept the one with my name though. I would wear them on my head. I would wear them on my boobs. I would wear them pulled through belt loops on my pants so that I could wear them as a belt. I never ever wore them as a scarf around my throat. But yeah, I thought, all right, let's bust out the scarf top. I don't know if I still love this look on me at an older age, but I thought I'd wear it for a day and tap into the nostalgia of the good old days. I also got a book for my 5-star bookshelf. So this is Phoenix Unbound by Grace Draven. Grace Draven is one of my favorite romance authors. She tends to put unconventionally, I don't say ugly characters, but she tends to use unconventional characters as her love interests. And one of them will always have some kind of disfigurement or impairment or ugliness about them. They're never just like, oh, these two smoking hot people are in love with each other. It's like, no, that man is hideously ugly, but oh my God, I'm falling in love with him. How? Because of his personality. So I find them to be good books for demisexuals that need the slow burn and want more than just insta-lust based on physical attractiveness. This is a pretty full-on trauma-heavy book though, but I do really like it. It's my favorite one of hers. So I've got it from my bookshelf. I probably would reread this. I haven't read it in a really long time. Now I've got a physical copy. I would like to. So some updates. As you know, I recently replaced my fridge. My heater broke again, my ducted heating, and my vacuum cleaner broke. So it's been a crazy couple of days once again. I've got the heater repairman coming today to fix the same error that happened in May. We're currently in July, so that kind of sucks. It didn't even last 2 months, but they did say they want me to replace my entire ducted heating unit. And I'm like, my guys, unless it's completely dead, not gonna happen. I don't have replace just in case money. I've only got replace because it is truly RIP. Thank you for your service. Time to rest situation. So I've ordered a vacuum cleaner as well. So that is coming hopefully by the end of this week. But yeah, I'm just like, okay, universe, you just really want me to have brand new shit. That's fantastic. Now you just gotta like give me the funds that match that kind of lifestyle of having brand new appliances, or maybe you're getting me ready to buy a brand new house. I don't know what you've got planned, but let a girl in on the second half of this plan. Thank you. But yeah, I'm just hoping that the heater can be repaired and it doesn't have to be replaced. It's getting really cold. So we're in the middle of winter, and even with little mini portable heaters that we're just putting in the rooms that we're in, the house is going down to like 10 degrees inside at night, which is pretty cold, and obviously it'll just get worse if we can't fix it. So I'm trying my best. I warmed this room up with a heater before I sat in it, otherwise I would not be able to be sitting in my house bare shouldered for y'all. What am I reading now? Oh, actually, I've got to add something. So I read a book for a page-bound quest vlog. I was going to do a Gothic literature quest, but I have decided to revamp that vlog. I'm kind of going to change it up a bit and change the way I do it, the format of it. I've already filmed the ones all for this year, but this Gothic literature one was going to be January's edition, but I've decided to scrap it. The Going for Gold as it currently stands. I'm doing something a bit different that's just more suitable for me going forward. But I'd already read one book for this quest before I scrapped it, so I'm going to tell you what it was, and it is The Fall of the House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe. So I listened to this as an audiobook, and it was narrated by William Roberts, who I thought did a great job. There was also some creepy music in it as well, sound effects too. So this is about a man who visits his old friend Roderick Usher, who lives in a creepy, crumbling mansion with his twin sister. And our narrator is trying to determine, is the house haunted by a supernatural phenomena, or is his friend and his sister just fucking bonkers and batshit crazy? Both the house and the twins are falling apart in ways that are not chill. So this was very Gothic horror. It absolutely suits being in the Gothic literature quest. It is giving haunted mansion and decayed elegance and psychological horror madness. You're not sure what's real. Is it mental? Is it physical? It's very unreliable, reality-esque. The crumbling house also, I believe, is meant to reflect the sort of physical and emotional and mental collapse of the Usher family. So these two twins are the last of their line. So there is some family legacy aspect in play here, where the Ushers are trapped by their ancestry, and it suggests that some inheritances are impossible to escape, and it sort of alludes to possibly an incestuous relationship going on as well. I don't know if everybody else felt that way, but that's how I felt reading it. There was a massive fear of death. Some of the characters are buried alive, so you can imagine what that would be like. And heavy with isolation. They are secluded in and cut off from the world in this decaying manner that is absolutely steeped and soaked with their fear and their grief and their obsession and their madness. There were some poems interspersed within it, which I enjoy. There's also a story within a story about a knight and a dragon. I enjoy Poe's style of writing. I think if you don't enjoy his style of writing, you won't enjoy his stories. I do. So I gave this a 4 stars. I will say that there are more questions than answers, but the gothic vibes are immaculate. And it is a very short novella, but I thought the audiobook did a really good job telling the story. So yes, that was meant to be for that blog, but I'm changing going into next year how I do the page bound stuff. Besides that, I am currently listening to Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. This is the audiobook and it's narrated by Anne Flosnick, who's doing a great job. We start off with a sort of pirate captain guy going to the island of lost treasures. I don't like that we started off with him finding a bag of drowned kittens. I thought that was a bit harsh, but then he's gone there to seek counsel from an otherworldly creature that is meant to be a sort of seer or prophet, and he's been told he should take the bag of kittens. You're not meant to take anything from this island of lost treasures. I think you get cursed if you do, but he's meant to take them. And then while that story is going on, we've also got the story of this young boy who was in the priesthood. He was training to be a priest, and he's just been called home because he's been told his grandfather is on his deathbed. So in this world, Ship of Magic, there are ships that have magic. They call them live ships. I believe if any 3 members of the family that own the ship die on the ship, it becomes a live ship. And its magic only works if a family member of that bloodline is on the ship. So I think we're going to follow the young boy. We're also going to follow a woman who believes the ship is her birthright, and yet it's fallen to her sister's husband instead, whose son is the priest. So that's obviously why he wants his son to come home, because he needs a male bloodline heir on the ship to be able to control the ship. And then also we're following this pirate, I've forgotten his name, but I'm sure I'll remember it at some point, who seems to have nefarious machinations, or perhaps just a thirst for power. He seems to be very canny and ruthless. He kills a lot of people. He's wearing an amulet that protects him from magic and bewitchment. So he seems not even morally grey, like fully black at this point, but maybe there'll be some nuance to him later on. I'm not sure. I've been told that Robin Hobb's characters all have shades of light and dark to them. No one is wholly good or wholly bad. This is the second Robin Hobb that I've tried. I did try, is it the Farseer trilogy? I can't remember. I feel like it's Apprentice or something, but I tried the other one. I'll put it up here, and I just got bored. I didn't connect to it. It's very slow paced, and they're long books, but with that one I just wasn't connecting. So this one already has started off a little better than the other one did for me. I've got some level of intrigue here, so we'll see how we go with this. Obviously for I DNF this, and this author's not for me, but I do want to give it one more shot. I've also gotten an ebook, which I'm very, very happy about, and that is Teddy Bears Never Die. So I haven't re-looked up the synopsis, but I think it was about the soul of a teenage boy is trapped in like a giant-sized teddy, and he teams up with a young girl. I think he goes on a murder spree. I think this is horror. This is translated fiction. I think it is Korean, but the cover is so fucking cute. So I really, really hope that I love this to a 4.5 star minimum level so that I can buy it for my bookshelf. Sometimes I make exceptions for 4.5 star books if the covers are gorgeous. So that is what I am currently reading. I am just going to head out to the shops today, but I'm also going to go to the library because I've got some reservations that are about to expire. So I've got to get those before they expire. So I'll probably do a library haul for you. Okay, I have got the library books. Oh my God, that sun is blinding. Oh, it's fucking cold. Okay guys, I'm back from the library and I got Autoimmunity and the Good Girls, How Permission to Put Ourselves First Has the Power to Keep Us Well by Sarah Hirsch Bordeaux, which is what I'm going to take this off now. I'm inside. It's cold outside. What I am trying to do, because I believe that is what will keep me well. I got Villa Coco by Andrew Sean Greer. I don't know what this is actually about. It says, well, it doesn't say anything on the inside of that page. Maybe it's on the back. Once again, nothing. Where's the blurb? Oh, here it is. Broke and directionless, our young protagonist takes a job in the Italian countryside as the assistant to Lisabetta, known to her friends as Coco. Coco's like one of my nicknames. A strong-willed, wealthy aristocrat of great local renown. But what are his actual duties? Days are spent in a series of increasingly eccentric pursuits, entertaining an endless carousel of guests, attending a funeral in order to make off with the urn, and aiding and abetting Coco's great and final plan, to reunite with the lost love of her life before it's too late. It's got a cute little pug on the cover, so I thought I'd grab it. I loved the cover of this, especially after having just read The Lobster. In Love with Love by Ella Risbridger. Cowboys and aliens, dukes and dancers, power dynamics, death and domesticity, trad wives and single dads, hopes and dreams and fears, and so much kissing. This is a love letter to romantic fiction, but it's also a book about creativity and creation. Why do we read? Why do we write? What makes some books last forever and others vanish from memory? How do we love when the world is falling apart? And what does it mean that we never tire of reading about love?
Sylvie.
Okay, I'm back from the hairdresser. I'm not sure I love it, going to be honest with you. I'm a bit like, I don't know. I might find a new place, try somewhere else, because yeah, I'm not loving it. Anyway, I am here to wrap up this vlog, but also I'm here to tell you about a dream. This is not actually, it's not for you, it's just for me, recording it in case anything comes of it. But I had a dream that I was at an event, fancy event. I met Anne Hathaway. We absolutely hit it off, became instant besties. We ended up going to a second location. Some guy kissed me on the hand, but forget about him. It's mostly about me and Anne. And the second location was filled with flowers. There were flowers everywhere, and I was pointing out some striped tulips. And then I ended up finding, I think, a rock shaped like a snail, and I gave that to her as a token for the beginning of our beautiful friendship. That was pretty much a dream. And then I was at the hairdressers and they took me to the sinks to, wash my hair before they blow dried it. And they have a TV there. And normally every single time I've gone there, that TV has only shown pictures of haircuts they've given clients or pictures of the people who work there, the staff members, every time. Until today, I sat down and on the screen was Anne Hathaway, I think at some kind of Vogue event, being interviewed in a room that was filled with flowers. And I remember thinking, are you fucking kidding me? What are the chances? Literally, what are the chances? And I'm trying to think, is the universe trying to tell me something? It's currently a full moon. I think it's a Lionsgate portal at this time. Maybe this means something. Maybe it means nothing. It's just a coincidence that I dreamed about. Anne Hathaway in a room full of flowers and then saw her on the television screen at a particular time at a weird place, the exact time she was on the screen, filled with flowers. We'll see. I'm just putting this here just in case something comes of it. Maybe it's actually going to be about the dude that kissed my hand. Who knows? But it was weird. It's just weird when things like that happen because it's just so minuscule a chance. The chances of that. So small, so small. So, and I was having a bad day. I was having a really bad day. Lost a lot of money on the stock market and I was down about that. And then I was meant to go out with my mum for lunch today, but she ended up having some issues with her house and had to wait for tradies to come, so our lunch plans were scrapped. And then I felt like, well, I got my hair done kind of for nothing. If I go and get my hair done at the hairdresser, like get it cut, I try to make a day of it because I've just paid to get my hair, cut. Instead, I've come home, but I think everything happens for a reason. It's something, aphorism I comfort myself with when life feels meaninglessly shit sometimes. But I think, what was I reading? Oh, Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. This had too many POVs for me. And because of that, I just didn't feel connected to any of the characters. You'd get a short moment with them and then on to the next person. There were POVs I hated, like what was the point of Althea's mother's point of view? Dull, yawn, next. I absolutely think her brother-in-law Kyle is a wanker, the guy that now steers and is the captain of her father's live ship. I just felt like the book lacks momentum. I understand it's a slow burn and it's a character-focused novel and yada, 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 but I just don't think Robin Hobb is the author for me. I just don't get into her books. I gave it 150 or 200 pages, so a decent shot of this 900-page tome. It's just not for me. I'm not excited. It was fine. It was fine. I didn't hate it, but I don't want to, continue with books that are in the 3-star territory. I want to get excited by what I'm reading and want to pick it up. I also felt like the narrator was just flowing the chapters seamlessly, which meant I didn't know which character's POV I was in because it wasn't signposted. We weren't told the person's name, Althea or whoever else. It just went one into the other, and then I'd be like, oh, we've switched POVs. We're not in that person's POV anymore. So it was a bit discombobulating listening to it as an audiobook. Whereas maybe if you read it, you would know that you've had a POV change. But yes, that's not for me, and that author's not for me, and that's okay. Then I realized, then I went on to that Korean book, Teddy Bears Never Die. Not for me. I don't know if it's a translation issue, but that writing style was doing shit all. I didn't care. It was a bit icky too. The girls were sort of being used as live bait for predators, and I wasn't having a fun time. It was not fun or cute. So I DNF'd that book and then remembered I was meant to be reading Several People Are Typing by Calvin Kasulke. So I am finishing off the blog with this book. This is about a man named Gerald, whom is an office worker, and one day he mysteriously wakes up with his consciousness trapped inside Slack. I think Slack is a workspace app that co-workers use to communicate to each other with. Everyone thinks he's just doing an elaborate work from home prank, but no, he's literally inside the app, separated from his body, trying to get one of his co-workers to take him seriously and help him while that's going on. So the entire book is told via Slack messages, the whole thing. That's all we get, Slack messages, which is interesting. It was an interesting format. I've never read anything like that before. We're obviously getting glimpses into all of the other drama that's occurring with everyone who works at this place. So there's workplace romances and then bizarre client disasters and just corporate chaos. So this whole book, I think, is meant to be a corporate satire, and looks at how much of ourselves become tied to our jobs and to work culture, and how much time's wasted in these meaningless meetings and these very bizarre management priorities, and how terminally online a lot of people are. I think a lot of people's jobs do require them to be online. It was very surreal. It was very fast paced. It was weird. I've never been part of a work chat, so I don't know what that's like. I don't know if this is very realistic of how co-workers speak to each other via work chats. So I think I was missing some of that context, having never experienced it. It was an interesting book. There was some non-con sex in this though that was just totally like, what the fuck, bro? It was treated like it was romantic. I can't tell you how it was non-con because it spoils this other part of the book. But this thing happens, and then this person tells this other person this thing happened, and that person is like, okay, cool. And I'm just like, what, how are you cool with this? How is this like romantic and sexy and by any means okay? I don't know. Very weird. Definitely a weird book. I gave it a 3.25 overall. So let me wrap up this reading vlog. Apologies if my energy is weird. I'm feeling very overstimulated, and like I hate this. Every time I go and get my hair done, majority of the time I don't like it, and it's adjustment, and it takes a bit of awkward growing out for me to think it's okay again. But let's sum them up. So I read Berserk by Kentaro Miura, which I gave a 3.5. Angry dude solves every problem with a massive sword. Antibody poems by Rebecca Salazar, which I gave a 4.25. The Feminine Rage is Warranted. Issues with Authority by Nadia Bulkin, which I gave a 2.75. Because nothing says career opportunity like discovering your inner psychopath. The Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon by Beth Brower, which I gave 3 stars. The social battery is empty, but the journal is full. And several people are typing by Calvin Kasulke, 3.25. Sorry guys, I just had to end the video because my doctor was calling me. Reply All, Forever. Those were all of the books I read for this reading vlog. Let me know if you still keep a journal or a diary, and if you don't know what to write, but you want to let me know you were here, leave me a snake emoji, and until next time, stay wild, star child.